What's going on, YouTube? This is Finn from Team Gins here. I'm here today to do a little deck discussion on this Gusto deck that I have built over the past couple of weeks. It's a Gusto deck with a couple of dark monsters thrown in there, for basically to get out this little bird here, Dark Samorg. I did the deck list on another video on my channel, so if you haven't done so already, go ahead and check that out. And we're just going to go over some of the main cards of the deck and how the cards work together here. Okay, so first off we have Gusto Guldo, Gusto Eagle, and Winda, Priestess of Gusto. Basically, these three cards together form up the Gusto loop, which is basically a loop in which you almost always have something on the field, so it makes it very hard for your opponent to get to your life points. Personally, I like to start with Gusto Guldo. You can set him whenever he's removed from the field in any way. You get to special summon a level 2 or lower Gusto monster from your deck. Why I like to start with him is because he doesn't have to be destroyed by battle, not like Gusto Eagle here. Gusto Eagle, once he gets removed, you have to special summon a level 4 or lower non-tuner Gusto from your deck, so either you can continue your loop with Winda, Priestess of Gusto, which usually means that you can bring out another Gusto tuner if she gets attacked and destroyed by battle, or with Gusto Eagle, you can bring out one of your either Calm Serenity of Gustos or Musto Oracle of Gustos. So basically, you summon or set Gusto Goldo. Once he's destroyed, summon Gusto Eagle. Then go into Winda or one of the others, or you can go into Winda, or from Winda you can go back to Gusto Eagle. Just keep the loop going. Calm Serenity of Gusto. She's one of the main cards of the deck. 1700 beater, and her effect is she can shuffle 2 Gusto monsters from the graveyard into the main deck to draw a card. Not only is her effect great because you get to draw extra cards, and that does so much in the game. Not only do you get to do that, you get to add back to the loop so you can loop all over again. Just by playing one card, you can get 2 of either Goldo or Eagle back. So basically, you're starting over again if you summon Calm Serenity of Gusto. And the other that add back to the loop is Musto or Musto, whatever it is, Oracle of Gusto. You can target a face-up Gusto monster in your graveyard and a face-up attack monster on a face-up monster on the field. Shuffle the first into the deck, and then you can negate the monster on the field's targets. Excuse me. Negate the second target's effects until the end phase. So, yet again, you're just adding back to the loop by putting the cards back into your deck. And second of all, it negates effects. Anything that negates monster effects in this game is really great right now. Not to mention, he has 1800 attack, which is pretty good. I do like running... Excuse me. I do like running one Ree's Whirlwind of Gusto. You do have to sack one just to get her out, but she just basically acts as another creature swap. That's the only reason I really like her. I don't bring her out too much, and if anything I ever have to side out for anything, she's probably the first to go. But I do like having her here just because Creature Swap is such a ridiculous card in this deck. Not to mention, you're almost always going to have something to sacrifice for her, one of either your Goldos or your Eagles. So, next up we have Dark Samorg. The reason I love Dark Samorg in this deck is that you have plenty of Winds to remove and you have plenty of Darks to remove. Dark Samorg is a great card, but he's tough to get out because you need to remove a Wind and a Dark. So this is like the perfect deck to put him in, really. Not to mention the Gustos overall don't really have like a boss monster. So Dark Samorg with his 2700 attack and that great effect of his where your opponent can't set cards really acts as your boss monster in this deck. Next up, we have Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon. Ever since this card came out, I've been looking for a deck to put him in. I actually love him in this deck. Your Gusto Eagles and your Gusto Goldos, and even your Winda Priestess of Gusto, they are all so weak and easy to run over that you're almost always going to be able to bring this guy out with ease. And with 2200 attack, he's so much harder to get over than the other monsters in the deck. So he's very easy, and he's also great if you can synchro summon with him. What I love to do is set Gusto Eagle. Gusto Goldo. I'm sorry. Special summon Gusto Eagle. Special summon Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon from your hand, and then go into a level 6 right there. Next up, it's a card that I've been testing out, and you know I actually really like it in this deck. It's Stratos. because I do run the 2 malicious in this deck. Not only do I get the malicious to my hand quicker, because I do run Destiny Draw right here, I actually like having Stratos and malicious in the deck just because they're more wind and dark targets, just to get out Dark Samorg. So they both, so if anything, they just help to add to that. So it's fantastic. Next up, 2 DD Crow. Just a card that I love having here. It's great if you have that. If you need that last dark in the graveyard for Dark Samorg, you can just pitch it, remove something from play, and then go right into Dark Samorg. Next, I just want to go over a couple of spell cards. Quill of Goldos. I do like running this card in this deck over Compulse, just because you could put you have to put 2 wind monsters back into your deck from your graveyard, which means yet again you're just adding to the loop. You can do it all over again, and you get the bouncing effect that Compulse has. And the other Gusto magic card is Contact with Gusto. Same thing. Adds back to you add the 2 wind Gusto monsters from your graveyard to your deck. Start the loop over again, and you can destroy 1 monster on the field. 3 creature swap. This card in this deck is absolutely ridiculous. You could, if your opponent has something out on the field, you could summon Gusto Eagle or Gusto Guldo, creature swap, take one of their big monsters, run over it, and since it goes to your graveyard, you still get the effect. So you still get the special summon, you still get the extra looping. The 2 Destiny Draw for Malicious, and then basically the rest is all just staples of whatever you guys want to put in your deck. But I do like having Pot of Avarice in this deck. Sure, one of the main things in the main idea of some of the Gustos like Cam and Musto, or I like to have them in your graveyard so you can put them back into your deck. But there are going to be times where you don't have those, and there are going to be some times where your just loop runs out. So Pot of Avarice really gets this deck going again. That's what I got overall, guys. Be sure to check out the rest of my videos, and have a good one, YouTube.